Welcome to Epic Edu World. Once upon a time, in a vast kingdom surrounded by mountains and rivers, there lived an aging king. His hair had turned gray, and his hands had become weak, but his mind was still sharp. There was only one thing that worried him day and night. He had no child to inherit his throne. Every evening he walked on the palace balcony and looked over the land. Villages, markets, farms, smiling children. Everything depended on good leadership. The king thought, "Who will care for my people after I am gone? Who will protect them, guide them, and take wise decisions?" One day he went to the royal sage, a calm, wise man who had guided him throughout his life. "Master," said the king, "I need someone to take my place, but I don't know whom to choose. People look loyal on the outside, but inside they may be greedy or weak. How do I find the right person?" The sage smiled gently and replied, "Do not ask people who they are. Create a situation and watch what they become. A true leader reveals himself through choices." He leaned toward the king and whispered his plan. The king listened silently, and when the whisper ended, his face lit up with understanding. The very next day, an announcement echoed through the kingdom. "Anyone who reaches the palace before sunset tomorrow will be considered for the throne." The townspeople were shocked. So simple? Just reach the palace? People began dreaming. Wealth, power, royal life, respect. Everyone thought they had a real chance. The next morning, crowds poured onto the main road leading to the palace. Young people, old people, merchants, soldiers, farmers. Everyone walked with excitement, but the king had secretly prepared something along the way. Not an obstacle, a test of character. The first thing travelers encountered was a gigantic marketplace. Stalls overflowed with colorful fruits, rare sweets, spicy dishes, and fragrances that made mouths water instantly. Chefs called out, "Taste this! It's free today!" Many people stopped purely out of curiosity. Then curiosity became comfort. Comfort became laziness, and laziness made them forget why they started. Further down the road, beautiful music filled the air. Skilled singers sang soul-touching songs. Musicians played flutes and drums. People gathered around with shining eyes and said, "Let us listen for a while." A while turned into hours. Ahead, performers danced gracefully. Bright lights, cheers, applause. People were hypnotized by entertainment. Some said, "Reaching the palace can wait. This moment may never return." Beyond that, games and competitions awaited. Wrestling, horse races, archery, strength challenges. People told themselves, "Let me win just one prize, then I'll go." They became busy proving themselves instead of pursuing their real goal. Then there were luxurious tents with soft beds, fragrant drinks, beautiful faces, and sweet words. Several travelers happily walked in, promising they would leave soon, yet never did. Desire wrapped them like chains. As the sun moved slowly across the sky, the road to the palace became empty. Thousands had started, yet everyone had stopped somewhere, not because they were physically weak, but because their minds surrendered. Except one traveler. A young man in simple clothes walked with steady steps. He saw everything others saw: food, music, dance, games, admiration, pleasure. But he spoke only one sentence in his heart: "My purpose is the king." He smiled at the smells of food and walked on. He heard music and did not pause. He saw crowds cheering and did not join. He noticed the soft beds, the offered drinks, the inviting smiles, and kept moving. His feet were tired, his throat dry, but his mind was clear. Just before he reached the palace gate, guards tried to discourage him. "You're too late." Others already reached before you. The king is busy. Come tomorrow. There is a feast inside. Enjoy first." The young man bowed politely and replied, "Maybe you are right. Maybe you are wrong. But my job is not to argue with you. My job is to reach the king." He walked past them, calm, determined, unshaken. Inside the palace hall, the king, the minister, and the sage were waiting. The vast hall was empty. Not a single other contestant had arrived. The king looked at the young man for a long time and said softly, "On the road to me, you crossed comfort, pleasure, noise, competition, pride, and temptation. Yet you moved forward. You did not win against others. You won against yourself." He placed his royal ring on the young man's hand and declared, "This is the true heir, the one who does not forget the goal." The hall filled with applause. Life lesson. Life also builds a fair around us. Entertainment, comfort, comparison, laziness, doubt, fear, distractions.